vibration and low vibration, everything in between, even in those 4 planets. You could also be that way within the 7th house itself. Again, the way we recognize these traits is, do you have the more confident versions? Like, so for Libra, for instance, are you really good at dealing with conflict, right? Are you diplomatic? Are you really resourceful in those ways? Or do you run and hide from conflict? Do you find it unpleasant and so you refuse to do it? Those are the 2 strong indicators in terms of where you are as a Libra stellium in the 7th house. And again, you can notice this by the ways that you interact with people in terms of relationships. How does it show up? Now, those 4 planets, it creates a concentration in that area. And again, depending on those planets, they each have their own representation to different parts of your life, different parts of you, right? So again, in terms of the 7th house, I could do like a long-term partner reading, and I could look at that deeper for you. I wouldn't just look at the 7th house, though. I would look at other areas depending on what you want. I repeat a lot that I do readings. The reason I do that is because that's the best way for me to help you, right? Like, I understand we all want free stuff. Like, I totally get that. But like, if you want actual good advice and you want something that's actually going to work, I need to take the time. I need to study you. I need to study your chart. I need to see you. And I need to hear the way that, not hear, but I need to read the way that you talk. So through an email or whatever, I need to see what exactly, what is the way that you describe yourself? How do you see yourself? And I'll see that based on your words that you use, the ways that you conduct sentences. I'll pick up all that stuff about you. Then once I have all the information I need, I will then study your chart, right? I will study you. Then I can get you some answers based on the things that you talk to me about, because I know you better now. And not only do I know you better, I'll also know like you deeper. Like, if I can read your chart, I know you better than your family knows you. I probably know you better than you know you, because I can sit there and I'll see it, I'll study it. So again, I will always recommend that you get a reading, because that's how I'm actually going to be really able to help you. Because this is just one small facet that makes you you. You are a complex being. Just like the rest of us, we are all incredibly complex. And so again, in terms of just that little small facet, it doesn't give me much information to help you, if that makes sense. Yeah. So like I said, reach out, that's entirely your choice, but that's how I'll be able to help you. Would you ever take a vacation to Brazil? I've thought about it. I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so I bet the jiu-jitsu is amazing there. So that's why I would do it, would be for that. Don't associate with any belief that is limiting to your potential. Oh my God, I couldn't say it better myself. Once again, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Circumstances could influence you, but you have the power to choose who to be each day. Exactly. Yes. If I needed an unbiased opinion or a different perspective, I'd definitely ask you. Yeah, well, I'd hope so. I'm glad that you can see that about me, because that is how I am. It's exactly how I am. Yes, pain is a resource to be transmuted. It is. It's important. Repetitive thoughts. The narcissist. Who's a narcissist? I think they throw that word around too much. I constantly see it on here even. Like, what makes me laugh about this? I'll put this into the same category as like people pleasing. It's usually incorrectly used. It's incorrectly understood. And it doesn't go deep enough. That's always how I'm going to say things. So, true narcissists, okay, it takes a specific situation to create a narcissist. And again, it has to be a person who's kind of already, I don't know. I don't like to say already that way, because look, human beings are incredibly narcissistic. This is the thing we have to understand. It's part of our makeup. It's part of our survival mechanisms, right? So to throw the word, oh, this person was a narcissist, that person narcissist, you know what? We all are. All right? It is part of survival. You have to think about what brings you the best outcome. You have to think about what at the end of the day, what brings you the best in your life. We're all like that. And we all need to be, right? Now, the only time it becomes evil is the way that a narcissist is created. You have to understand, okay? Now, most people are not narcissists. This is the situation. There are very few, and well, I wouldn't say very few, there are, but it's created by a certain demographic, all right? And it takes a certain kind of person. So the way that a narcissist is actually created, this has to be a child who has grown up in an environment, ideally, neither one of their parents was able to meet them the way that they needed to be met. All right? They didn't listen to the child. They didn't let the child have a safe space, right? They didn't give emotional support and love. Okay? This can be one parent and then the other one's not around, or it can be both parents. But that's how it's created. Okay? So the child learns, oh, okay, I'm all alone in the world. No one's going to help me. I have to, and then not only that, I have to manipulate. I have to do what I have to do to get my needs met. And they were taught that by their parents or whoever it was they were raised by, because they had to survive, right? So empathy should be applied to these people. Empathy. I'm not saying sit there and put up with it, but empathy needs to be applied. This is a person who's gone through extreme cruelty. No safety net. No love. Okay? That's pretty bad when you think about it. That's pretty bad. And then they have to go and navigate through life trying to, swindle and do what they have to do because that's what they were taught to do to survive. I mean, you shouldn't be throwing that word around so much, but at the end of the day, we all have some kind of experience of that because all of us we're all damaged, right? Okay, we've all been through trauma. And so there are certain areas that our parents weren't able to be there for us because they're human too. Now, once again, like I said about transits and attachment styles and all this stuff, you can choose to be defined by your upbringing and let it create your identity, however bad it was, or you can choose to do something different. Now, I'll put myself on the chopping block. I don't care, right? I had a mother who was incredibly dismissive. She would ask me questions and then literally turn away from me and walk. She said incredibly hurtful, horrible things to me my entire life. Do you think I'm just going to sit there and wallow in it? No. My mother had a disgusting childhood. She was treated like shit. She did the best she could. Am I angry at her for that? No. No, I'm not. It's not her fault. She did the best she could. My mom grew up in a time where, you weren't able to reach out as well, and she did go and get some help. But sometimes the damage is done, right? She's very fearful, my mother, and she always has been. So I just keep my distance from her because at the end of the day, it's not her fault, but I don't have to sit and listen to it. Did I let it define me? No, I didn't. I knew as a child, I looked at her and I thought, something's wrong with this woman. I knew it. And so I just was like, okay, well, I'll just do what I have to do to survive. And then one day I'll have my life and I'll live it the way I fucking want to. And that's what I did. And that's what I advise everybody to do. And I always will. Do not be defined by the things that happen to you. Don't. Especially if you don't like it. If you like it, then by all means, go ahead. But if not, geez, no. Nope. Moon in the second house. Yeah, emotions. That gives me a small demographic, Aaron, but like I said, I would highly recommend that you book a reading. Okay? Like if you really want help with this, like serious help, I have to look at your chart. I have to look at it. I have to study it. I have to study you. I promise you, if I do that, I can help you. I'm very good at what I do. Like, scary good. Like, this is my purpose. This is what I'm here to do. So let me do it. I have a Scorpio, Aquarius, Moon, Virgo rising, and I have to discover I'm being low vibe. I can't be told. I mean, it's better to figure these things out yourself if you have the capability. But if you don't, it's still helpful to get outside resources from people who actually know what they're doing. The planets are Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Jupiter. Thanks for answering that question. You're welcome. If you want to go deeper, you know where I am. How is Neptune in Aries going to change the charts? What do you mean? It's like, do you personally have Neptune in Aries? And if that's the case, then you'd mean, how does it change your chart? Because not everybody has Neptune in Aries, you see. What are your thoughts on Taurus-Sagittarius relationship? I mean, well, these two signs, no. There has to be something else in both of your charts that supports a relationship if things are working. But these two signs by themselves, again, this is not enough information for me to base an entire relationship. And you wouldn't want me to either. Like, these are just your egos. Like, would you want to base a relationship solely on your egos? I don't recommend it. I really don't. I need to look at both of your charts together. And I need to study it. I need to study you. I need to know what your concerns are. You know, what are the areas that you've found within your own relationship that don't work? So that I can then know you, I have context about you and about your views on your relationship, and then I can look at the chart. I can look at both of your charts and how they play together, and then actually give you some workable information. Without doing that, I can't, because it's not enough information for me. I always have to go deeper. Always. I promise you, you're going to get sick of hearing that word from me, but that's how it is. I'm an incredibly deep person. There is no level of depth that I'm not able to go. So I need that, because I don't work with generalities, because it won't help you. By me telling you that, you know, flat out Taurus and Sagittarius don't work, why don't they work, right? What's the complexity there? Like, what are the areas that it doesn't work? And once again, that's just tip of the iceberg of what you two are. So for you to even be drawn to each other, there's other factors, because those two signs solely they're not drawn to each other at all. So there has to be something else that's drawing you two together. And I would have to see your chart to see that. It's an actual personality disorder. What they use is pop culture definition of it. Yeah, that's a good explanation about narcissism. I had a similar upbringing. I let it become building blocks for what I didn't want. Exactly. Yes. 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 Let the things that you like be building blocks for what you like. And the things that you don't like be building blocks for what you don't like. Yes. 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 Could not have said it better myself. Last time Neptune was in Aries must have been 200 years ago. So are we talking about like transits again? Or are you talking about your personal chart? Because I don't do transits. I read Neptune moving into Aries is going to mess with people's hero archetype. I mean, anytime you're messing with Neptune, you got to deal with delusion, fantasy, right? So again, it depends on how it interacts with other things. But Neptune is fantasy, it's creativity, it's art, it's movement, you know, so dance, music, like anything to do with that, right? But it's also romance and love and delusion and illusion, fantasy, escapism. So I often will look at Neptune when it comes to like trauma readings. I look at Neptune a lot because it shows where, like, you know, the realm of when you're a child and you create like fantasy worlds, you know what I mean? Like imaginary friends, or, you know, you live out things through your dolls or whatever. People think this is just a sign of creativity. And look, it could be, depending on the situation. In most cases, this is children escaping their shitty situation. It's a coping mechanism. And you can see that through Neptune. So wherever Neptune is in the chart, whatever it is that you know, how it aspects other things, what house it's in, like all these are clues, right? But Neptune also shows you what did you have to do to survive your situation when you were stuck and you couldn't get out. Neptune is an incredible survival mechanism, and it gives clues. So again, this can be, in that regard, it can be, how did you survive a toxic relationship? How did you survive a toxic parent? You know, these kinds of things. Because sometimes your only choice is to literally buckle down and hide, to escape. Right? In the realm of SA, since this is a big topic nowadays, as it should be, those victims, a lot of them would have evoked Neptune to survive. Okay? How else do you survive something like that? When this sort of stuff happens, right, it creates what's called a distortion. The age that thing happened, there's a part of you that doesn't grow up. Because it was taken, right? It was abused. It was coerced. It was manipulated. So Neptune creates like a fantasy world so that you can survive. And that's why a lot of times when you hear, you know, like, oh, well, why didn't this person just speak up? You know, why didn't they just say something? You know, why is it only coming out now? It's like, the situation is this. If you've never been in a situation where you felt coerced, where your physical body was actually being coerced and you were being physically and sexually abused, you can't speak on the matter because you don't know how it feels. So you don't know what you would do. But Neptune is a big one. It will evoke in that moment. It will step in and then help you disassociate, right? Disconnect, and then live in delusion so that you can survive. Because the situation is this, that takes over your whole system. Nothing causes damage like SA. Nothing. I promise you, nothing will touch you as hard as that. And it's hard to come back. It ruins your relationships for the rest of your life. It is very, very, very difficult to come back from that sort of stuff. So Neptune is a helpful tool in terms of that as well. So again, we have to think about these things. In terms of Aries, Aries is the sign of war, okay?